Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking.
Welcome aboard Truly Expat Travel, where we're ditching the guidebooks, fastening our seatbelts, and diving into real stories from travellers who have traded the ordinary for the extraordinary, proving the world really is too big to be left unexplored. Cabin crew, be seated and ready for takeoff. So I have a very special guest here today. I'm really excited to talk to Oren. A little background. I met Oren not long ago, just a few months ago in Dublin. He was speaking at a nomad conference, and I was really intrigued by what he does and where he's from. I'm not going to tell you too much. I'm going to let him explain where he's from. And so welcome, Oren.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's great to be here.
It's great to have you. So let's get started and tell me, where are you living and what brought you there?
Well, it used to be a more complicated question for me, but now, but nowadays, it's easier for me to answer that. So I live, most of the year, I live in Italy. In the area of Lago Maggiore, which is the north part close to the Italian, between the Italian Alps and the lakes. So basically, we're very close to the Swiss border. And I've been there for the past almost 2 years now.
Okay. And what do you do there, which I find so intriguing? So can you explain what you do there?
Yeah, so me and a few partners, we found an old hotel, and which was a very good deal, and we bought it together, and we turned it into a co-living space. So for people who don't know what that is, so it's basically a big house where people live together. It's mostly for digital nomads, people who work remotely, but it's also totally suitable for people who just want to relax and live in nature. So the place is up in the mountains. It's surrounded by forest and greenery, and it's for people who. It's a house for people who want to slow down. Let's say, if I need to put it in very few words.
Yeah. No. And is it open all year? No.
No, we're only there. We're only open during the summer for co-living. We do.
Okay.
We do rent out the building during the winter for groups, but not as a fully active business.
Hotel style. Yeah. Okay. And do you find most people that arrive there stay for 3 months, 1 month, 2 weeks, or is that a quick trick question?
I think the average would probably be a few weeks, like between 2 and 3 weeks. But we've had people stay anywhere between 1 week and 2 months. I think the most of the people stayed is 2 months.
Okay.
We are quite remote. Our location is quite remote. We are connected by a bit of public transport, but it's still quite remote. So it's not for everyone. So
Yeah.
definitely, yeah.
I mean, it's you say digital nomads, but can anybody actually stay there?
Yeah, we don't vet. We don't have any vetting, any vetting
just
process. It's just it's a place for everyone. I think the biggest value we give to people is the community aspect of it. So of course we have fast internet, we have working spaces, we have everything, but that's not the main point of it. It's just a good addition. The main value people get from the place is just the peace and quiet and the community vibe that's very strong there, because we kind of facilitate it.
Okay, so I'll put all those details in the show notes, but what is the name? If someone is Googling it, what is the name of the place?
Okay, so the place is called Montino Co-Living. A lot of people ask me what does the name mean. To be honest, we made it up. But Montino is kind of sounds like Italian for a small mountain or something like this. So it works. It works. Yeah.
I love that. But it sounds like a really relaxing place where even someone like myself, who I'm not a digital nomad, but I do work everywhere I can. And so
you are a digital nomad.
Well, yeah, but I still have a place to live. So I'm more like I'm an expat, but I have aspects of being a digital nomad.
Yes.
So I could come over there for a couple of weeks and just write. I guess it'd be a great place for me to just work.
Yeah, we've had
So yeah,
plenty of people. I think writing is one of the projects that comes up a lot with people that come to us. They're like, okay, I need to write something, I need to focus. We even had like request, I need the quietest room
yeah,
because
yeah.
I need to be focused and write. So, yeah.
Yeah. So you know what? You may see me this year. I might pop over. I'll be in Italy a lot this year, so maybe I'll pop over and utilize the space and get to know
Yes,
the area
please.
which we're delving into today. So, like you said, it's classed as Italy though, right? It's not Switzerland. It is
It's Italy.
Italy.
Yeah, it's
The
still
address.
in Italy.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, actually, before we even get into the question, so does everyone speak Italian there, or do they speak
No, they all speak Italian.
a mix? They just speak it
Yeah,
with a dialect.
I am still learning. There's no so actually the north part of Italy has less dialect. So it's actually the Italian from Piemonte, which is the region, the general region where we're in, is very clear and Italian. So they do have
Ah,
some local dialect, but not many speak it. It's more like just proper
just
Italian.
proper Italian. Okay.
Yeah.
It's good to know. I just thought that. Which is why I'm very excited to hear about the cuisine and stuff. So let's get started. What is the area best known for?
Well, actually, the funny thing is, we live in Lago Maggiore. That's the lake we're
Beautiful.
next to. But the area is known more for the other lakes, like Lake Como. Everyone knows George Clooney's
Ah,
villa.
yeah. Yep. Yep.
That's the next lake to
Yeah.
the east of us, and Lake Garda. Some people know it's also quite famous. So strangely, Lago Maggiore is mostly known in the communities around, in the countries around. So people from Germany and from Switzerland and from, let's say, Netherlands or France love coming to that region because it's close for them to drive.
Okay.
And it's Italy, but it's
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
north part of Italy, so it's
Yeah.
close to
Yeah.
them. So I think this is but yeah, the region we're in, it's known for, well, it's known for being close to the Swiss Alps, for being like
Yep.
having the backdrop of the Swiss Alps, which is absolutely incredible, and yeah, a few of the touristic things in the area. But historically, Piemonte has been the region where a lot of the marble for building the
Ah.
Italian city has come from. So, fun fact, I
Yeah. I
have.
love fun facts.
So, fun fact that actually from really close to where we are, the marble for the Duomo in
Yep.
Milano, a very famous cathedral, was brought from our area and
Ah.
from quarries in our area. And Leonardo da Vinci actually came up with a way to transport these huge slabs of marble down from where we are to Milan, and like now it's an hour and a half to drive.
Yep.
But yeah, I can
Yep.
imagine that
Back in the
500
day.
years ago,
Yeah.
it would be a bit more difficult. So yeah, they actually transported it through the lake and down the rivers, and managed to transport it that way. So yeah, fun fact I actually just heard recently. Is
That's
interesting.
very cool. I was
Yeah.
literally there actually after I saw you, I went to Italy. I went to Milan and Lake Como because my cousins and my Zia live in Lake Como. So I was really
Nice.
close to you.
Oh,
So
so you definitely need to come visit.
definitely, definitely. So what are some of the attractions in the area? Is it the lake?
Yeah, the
Is that
lake
the
is
main
the
thing?
main the main attraction. On the lake we have there's like very famous islands. They're called the Borromean Islands, and then you can tour them and like have a day tour of all of them, or just go to one
Okay.
of them. And they have like botanical gardens, the museums, and some of them have like restaurants, cafes. Just really beautiful with the backdrop, obviously, of the mountains behind. I think our more specifically the area where we're in is not very well known, to be honest,
Yeah.
but it has really beautiful hiking for people who like hiking. We actually had some trail runners in our, so if some people are into that, it's really the perfect spot for that, because we have some like we're in the pre-alpine area, so and the peaks are not very high, but when you get to them, you see everything around, and it's just incredible. So that's the main
Nice.
attraction.
So can you do that in a day? Like there are hikes that you could do in a day, or they
Definitely
days of?
no.
Okay. Okay.
Anything between 1 hour and like a week of through hiking you can do from
Wow.
directly from the door of our place, which is really nice for people who love the nature.
Okay, so you're selling this very much to me right now. I feel like I need to be there this summer. So, I love to hike. I love the lake. I love summer in Europe. There's something quite
Yes,
special about that.
it is very fun.
So I guess my question was that when's the best time to visit? And I guess the only time to visit is really summer. Because if you went in winter, what would you do in winter? There's not much there. Or just
Yeah,
skiing?
so our region during winter, the region is a bit less populated. There's less people. It's not a ghost town. I mean, our
Yeah.
place is always a ghost town a bit,
Yeah.
because we're in a very very small village. We are the only actual business in the village.
Oh.
So yeah,
Yeah.
like the next restaurant is about 5 minutes drive away.
Okay.
So yeah, so in the area, there's not much winter attractions. So ski and stuff like that are not are a bit far from us. So that's
Yeah.
why we are open mostly during the summer.
Yeah.
Also, I think the nomads are more summer people than
Yeah.
winter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't blame them. I don't blame
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
them.
So yeah, the best time, obviously, the season, our season, and that's the season of most of also the hotels in the area and things, is between April or May to October. We are open from May to October, but April is also a very nice month in the area, in the region, especially the springtime. So it's between the spring and late summer and like autumn,
Yeah.
every month has a bit of a different a vibe to it. So
Yeah.
let's say April, end of April, beginning of May is like the beginning, the blooming, and everything becomes super green and lush, and all the beautiful greenery around is just like in the best of colors, like so bright green. Amazing. And then June, July, and August is more time that it gets warmer. You can go swim in the lake. The water is a bit warmer. And then the weather gets better. And then September is the perfect weather. It's like chilly. It's like not too chilly, not too hot. So yeah, I mean, this whole period when we're open is a great time to be around. But I'd say the high season is July and August.
Yeah.
I think, for example, like September is a really good time to come because July and August are very hot, and also there's lots of tourists from the
Yeah.
neighboring countries. So if you come in September, most of the tourists are gone at that point. So
Yeah.
you have the beaches to yourself, well, not to yourself,
Yeah.
but it's very
Yeah.
less crowded. And then obviously in October we have the autumn leaves and kind of the autumn colors, which is just, I mean,
Yeah.
mind blowing.
Beautiful.
So beautiful, yeah.
Yeah. And I imagine it's easier to hike when it's a little bit cooler as well. And I think it depends on the type of vacation or type of the reason that you want to go there, right? So whether it's hiking, I'm a massive fan lately of shoulder season because I feel like there's so many tourists around. And I know I'm a tourist, but it's just so...
You're an expat, not a tourist.
But it feels like there's just so many people around in those big places like Lake Como. Even in September was so busy. So I can only imagine what summer's going to be like.
Yeah, definitely the shoulder seasons are better. Also, I think in our region in general, it's not, you were saying about the heat during the summer months. So yeah, actually this is the best, for me, this is the best perk of living in the mountains. In the summer when, well, down in the lake, it could be 35 degrees or something. And then up in the mountain, it's always a bit cooler. There's always some breeze. So even in the hottest days, it's still quite nice in where we are. So that's a good perk.
In terms of getting around, firstly, how long does it take to get to the lake? Secondly, is it a place you have to have a car?
Okay, so the lake has, depending on how you go. So if you can walk because we're actually like
Oh,
as the bird as the bird flies. How do you say that? I'm
yeah.
not sure.
Yeah, yeah. As a bit
As the bird flies, we're like 1 kilometer from the lake.
Oh,
But we're
wow.
up in the mountains, so you can actually
Yeah,
hike down and up. It's not that difficult. You can hike down to the lake. It takes
yeah,
about an hour and maybe an hour and a half on the way back.
yeah.
So a lot of people have done that this past season. So it's supposed to be quite a nice walk. I have actually never done that. That's my
Okay.
my. Don't tell anyone. I recommend everyone to do it, but then I've never actually done it because I have my car. Yeah, so you can hike down. You can. We have a bus that goes. It's not very frequent, but like 5 times a day. And yeah, by car, it's the easiest. I do recommend for people who can or have the option to hire a car just because there's so much to see in smaller villages around. And a lot of these are going to be very difficult to reach by public transport. Most of them are quite accessible.
Yeah,
But if you need to kind of like schedule, like be very tight on the schedule, and it's possible. There is quite
super.
good and reliable public transport,
Yeah,
but it doesn't arrive everywhere. And having a car is very convenient, especially if you like the drive to the lake is about 30 minutes, and you pass through like beautiful little towns and villages around on the way, and the views are amazing. So yeah, every drive you do in our area is
it's
just
beautiful.
yeah, has an amazing backdrop.
And driving, I know I've driven to Lake Garda before, for, but I'm wondering, is it hard to drive around because it can get scary in Italy?
In the mountains. It's this I think it's a bit subjective, right? Like it depends on who you are and how like arriving in our place. It is quite a mountainous, like curvy
Okay,
kind of road.
yeah,
It's not dangerous in any way. So there are some roads in our area that are quite scary because they don't have like the fences on the side, and
yeah,
some of
yeah.
them are a bit sketchy. But the roads are built quite well, so most of the time you're good. But yeah, there's always this situation where the bus comes from you're just in the narrowest part of the road. The bus comes from one direction, and you're in the other. Like, oh, what do I do now?
I guess
That
you're used to that
happens.
now, but it's something that you got to get used to, right? Because
Yeah. Yeah.
it's just the and I guess my tip then would be hire a small car then.
I
Would that
guess,
be
yeah. Or a scooter.
yeah,
A
or a
scooter.
scooter, a scooter. I've just learnt to drive a scooter, so yeah,
Oh,
maybe I'll
nice.
hire a scooter.
Congratulations.
So in terms of souvenirs, I know the area is very small and remote. Is there some sort of souvenir you would suggest that you could get that's a little different
Well,
that to take back?
I think the most common thing that people bring from Italy in general, but from coming from our place, would be like some kind of food. So, for example, like a goat cheese, a local. So there's so many good local and small, well, factories or just like small home businesses that make great food. I mean, our region is not known for anything very specific. As
Yeah,
far as I know, of course,
yeah.
I'm still, I'm still integrating into this place. So a lot of people just bring different types of foods, or it can be cheeses, or like a lot of goat and sheep cheese around us. It's really good if you like that. There's some crafts that people do. So, for example, in the villages around us, there's a lot of people that weave baskets. I don't know how
Ah,
that came
okay.
to. uh, but in terms of cuisine, then our area is known for its porcini mushrooms
Okay, because that was my next
and
question.
some of the
Okay.
truffles. So I think
Ah,
people love that. Yeah. So I think most of the souvenirs are in the food area
yeah,
in
yeah,
Italy in
yeah,
general.
yeah. So, okay, so I've got two questions. You've spurred some interest here. So, firstly, when you say truffles, can you find truffles in the area, or is it just that the cuisine like is there's a lot of truffle flavored cuisine there.
So the area, not exactly where we are, but a bit to the west in the Italian, closer to the Italian Alps, there
Yeah.
it is a region that's known for its truffles. So around September, October, everywhere you go, you get like special truffle dishes and stuff like that. So it's not local exactly to where we are, but in the
Yeah.
in the region in general, it's a very popular thing. And the porcini mushroom actually grow. Uh, in our village somewhere.
Oh,
But
wow.
I have, but the locals have told me when I just
You know.
arrived, they said I saw them one day going to, and I asked them what they're doing, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to look for porcini," and and I said, "Oh, tell me where it is." And she said, "No, no, 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 it's our
It's a
secret."
secret.
So I'm not yet. Maybe in a few years, they'll get used to me being there, and they'll tell me their secrets. But for now, it's.
So is there a cuisine that you have to try in the region?
I do like just the fresh produce,
Mm.
and like so everything is very local and fresh. So I really like that about our area. Interestingly enough, there is pizza, like one of the pizzas, Piemontese pizza, is
Yeah.
actually I don't actually like that much, but some people love it because they have like some kind of pear in syrup on
Oh,
pizza
yes.
on a white pizza with like gorgonzola. So it's not my style, but
Not my
it's a
style
very
either.
well known. Some people love
Okay.
it.
So if I was to come to the region, is that what I should be trying? The pizza?
Yeah,
And
pizza, pasta, local. So I think just anything. I mean, I think there's no special one dish that I know.
okay.
Maybe I haven't discovered it yet. Maybe just having the local, very fresh. Everything is very like just very good.
And when you arrived, when was the wow moment and what caught you? What made you decide, okay, this is the place? Besides, well, what made you find the hotel to buy in the first place, I guess? What was
Okay,
the wow moment?
that's well. There's a bit of a two different questions. Uh, when I started looking for a place like this, it started out as a real estate quest. It wasn't even a place to live for me. The general idea was I had a business partner, and we wanted to build something for as an investment. But when we started looking, and then some people got interested in what we're doing, we actually were looking in Portugal. Originally we were
Ah, okay.
the original place we were looking in was Portugal. And it didn't work out for different reasons. And my business partner, he loves Italy. And I've never been, actually. I've never been to Italy before this project. Never been. Which is weird because like everyone I know loves Italy, like a lot of people I know, but for some reason, I've never been. Like it's always so approachable, so easy. It's always there, Italy. It's not like Indonesia. I need to fly all the way to. It's very accessible, Italy,
Yeah.
and everyone knows it and everyone's talking about it. But I've never been, so it was a strange situation. But my partner said, okay, we were looking into some like online real estate, etc., and we saw there's so many things, so many opportunities. So, and he really loved Italy and knew some Italian, so we looked into it. And then we were searching. Well, it was a long search. It took us almost 2 years to find this
Oh, wow.
place.
Okay.
But on the way, while we were doing this real estate project, people started getting interested, and we kind of realized that maybe we don't need to do we need to do something that's a bit different. Maybe not just like a housing project just for an investment, but or maybe make a business out of it. And we had kind of some communities. I've always been around, like not always, but in the past few years as a nomad, I've been around a lot of people, a lot of communities. So these two things kind of connected together into this project. And yeah, so we were looking, and then finally, when we got ready to look into Italy, then we were already looking for a community house and not just for real estate. So
Yeah.
that's the general. How did we get to this place?
Yeah.
But we found the place totally randomly on real estate website,
Yeah. Yeah.
and we thought the price was too good to be true. But then we went there, and yeah, so my actually, my wow moment was quite early in the process. When March of 2024, my business partner went to check this place out. I was in southern Italy in a different co-living, and my partner checked it out, and he was like showing me some videos, and he was like sitting there in the end of March, still
Yeah.
cold season, and he was like short sleeve, there was sun outside, amazing, beautiful, and he was like with the owner, and they were showing me around on video, and he said, listen, I think you should come here. And then like 10 days later or a week later, I managed to get there, and it was raining, cold, gray all day. Like I was there for 3 days. It didn't stop raining for 1 minute. That was just horrible. But
But you
so
could
that
see the potential.
yeah, that was and also, so when I arrived, it was cold and gray. The hotel itself was really like, it was painted with like yellow and darker colors. So I really like the vibe of the place was weird.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I did see the potential, and I did see what we did have a vision of what we want, and it fit perfectly in the place. But also the first night I was there, with a hired car, and I drove down to the city to get dinner. And on the way back, or on both ways, actually, I saw so much wildlife. So there was like a group of wild boar, and there was a deer, and there was like some foxes, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is how I
Yeah.
want to live, like
Yeah. Yeah.
in
Now you're selling it.
nature. Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful, really, really beautiful. So I didn't see the views. It was just
Yeah.
like I had no idea what's around, because the trees were all like, without, it was before the spring, so all the
Yeah.
trees were naked, and
Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
and I
And you
didn't see
trusted
any
your
of the
gut.
mountains around. I knew there's a lake. I couldn't see it, but I knew it's there. So yeah.
And it all worked out. So, I mean, sometimes you just have to trust that gut feeling. I can't wait for other people to see exactly what you're saying, because I've been online and looked at the area and looked at your website, and I'm like, okay, this is beautiful. It really is beautiful. It's a nice part of the world. But if I was to come for just 3 days, I know most people don't, but if I came for 3 days, what would an itinerary do you think would suit me?
I would definitely spend the day hiking, at least one day. Let's
Yeah.
say if you only have 3 days, I'd say one day hiking.
Yeah.
Um, there's super accessible hiking, and like you can even get, some of the peaks are very easy to get to. So if some people like hiking like hours and like
Yeah.
20 kilometers, but if you're only into like a short hike, 2-3 hours, you can get
Perfect.
to a very close peak, and it's just everywhere
Yeah.
you go is beautiful. So I definitely recommend spending some time in nature, obviously also in the lake. The Borromean Islands, like if there's one touristic attraction that I would
Yeah.
recommend is well, actually maybe two. So one is
Okay.
touring the islands, seeing beautiful botanical gardens both on the islands and on our side of the lake.
Yeah.
So I think there's really beautiful areas to visit, some museums, like historical and art museums, that you can easily spend the day doing that. Also, if you're hiking in our area, there is a really nice zip line. It's like one of the
Ah,
longest in the world, and it takes like 2 minutes, which sounds not a lot, but it is quite a lot for a zip line.
it
And it
is.
goes like over the valley. It's just the view from the zip line is just
Ah,
incredible, and you're like very high up. So that's another thing. I think just visiting the villages around. There is one very nice spot that I really love that's not on the tourist map really.
perfect.
There's a Buddhist temple about,
Okay.
let's say, about 15 minutes drive from us, and it's
Yeah.
absolutely incredible. It has a beautiful view like Buddhist temple tend to have, but just a very serene, calm place. They even have like a cafe that you can have like some coffee, food, and they have lots of stuff going on. So you can always just walk into a meditation or some teachings. They have stuff like that. They have different stuff going on. So, and they have like a daily schedule. So it's really nice. I mean, for me, it's not even about the events they do there. It's just like walking around and having this kind of very serene Very
Yep.
serene atmosphere. So for me, because my second base is Thailand, so I love that I have a bit of that in my
Yeah.
in my base. It's really nice.
So do you think 3 days is enough? There's you probably need a lot more if you want to have a slow travel, right? You probably a couple of
Yeah,
hikes you can do.
yeah, some people do. I think a lot of people come, especially people that live in like German, Swiss, French, as I said, come to this area for a few days because it's easier and accessible to them. They can drive. So people do it. I do recommend coming for longer just because absorbing this kind of quiet, natural surrounding and slowing down takes more than like it takes a few days. We've had people come for a week and say, "Oh, we should have stayed. I really should have stayed another week," because it takes to bring your mind and body
Yeah.
to relax and like give in to the slowness and the and the
Yeah.
quiet.
I
So
think because it's a different type of holiday, right? So it's not a place where go, 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 there's lots of attractions. It's more of a, okay, I really need to chill. Just spend a few days mindfully walking through, hiking, swimming, getting to know the locals and around the area. So I guess my next question was about finding a hidden secret, but I think you've already given us um, a few of those.
even I don't have a specific one, but I would say that just like if you're driving around, especially if you have a car, it's the best way to do it. So if you're driving around and you just pass some village that looks cool, just stop somewhere and walk around because you can always like
Yeah.
villages are usually they're very nice, they look sometimes very quiet and there's nothing going on, but if you just walk around a bit and like look into the little alleys and that's like walk into a church, walk into something, I don't know, there's so many small things that
Yeah.
happen if you just like stop,
Yeah.
if you just stop for a moment and not look for attractions, but just like it's just very magical. I mean, Italian villages, you know how it is. They have this kind of magic, right? So just
Yeah.
like the little alleyways and the architecture, and suddenly there's going to be like a little cafe or shop that you would never have found on Google Maps, and you just like you can sit in this really serene, beautiful environment and enjoy a coffee or just like walk around some villages. So it's not about a specific one. It's just like, surrender to this kind of wandering mood. Just whatever happens.
Because Italians are excellent at the art of doing nothing, right?
Yes, they
It's
are.
that it's that sit, people watch, meander through little villages. It's that kind of feeling, and that's what you're giving me right now is that, you know, really get to know yourself and the nature around. So, yeah. You've really intrigued me to come. I'm telling you now, watch
Well,
this space. I'll be there this year.
I'm gonna say that we're running a we're running an early bird promotion now, so I mean I can provide some detail
Ah,
for your
okay.
for you and
Yes.
the
Yes.
description of the podcast. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Please do. I'll put it in the show notes because, yeah, I'll definitely have a look at.
Okay. I just
Yep.
want to say that this is no, it's been lovely. I highly recommend for people to come explore Italy, not necessarily in the way that we're used to. I mean, everyone knows Rome, everyone knows Florence, everyone knows
Yeah.
Napoli, and they're very like obviously I'm not taking anything away from them, but
Yeah.
if there's one recommendation I can about generally in Italy, it doesn't have to be our area, but um, look around for the small stuff. Like the big
Agree.
cathedrals are amazing, the huge architecture, the
Yeah.
huge streets in the big cities, great. But sometimes just like having a conversation, like a very broken conversation with a local, and I don't know, drinking a glass of wine or having like an aperitivo for sunsets. It's just like these are moments in Italy that are really special, and I find that for me personally, they're much more interesting than the grandeur of like the cathedrals in Milan and Rome. So that's just my take on it.
No, I'm 100% behind you on that. I'm totally exactly up your alley. I did the same thing last year for a month, and I absolutely loved it. I saw a part of Italy or a side of Italy that I just fell in love with. Thank you so much, Oren. That was such a fun interview to chat to you about this beautiful region in Italy.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Hopefully I get to see you this year. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for joining me on the Truly Expat Travel podcast. If you liked this episode and you found it valuable, then why don't you go ahead and like and subscribe so that you don't miss an episode moving forward. I've got some amazing guests and some fantastic destinations coming up. But if this is the episode and this is the destination that you really want to go to, then I suggest you head over to trulyexpattravel.com, where you'll find travel guides and deep dive into this sort of destination. If that's not what you want and you can't find an episode that is a destination you want to travel to, then head over and follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, because I'm pretty sure you'll find something there. In the meantime, safe travels, and I'll see you next week.